everybody? Enderheart here with another Gravity Falls fanfiction reading. And today I will be reading more of a trade by Darkwing Industries. Get right on up there with Chapter 8, Seuss. This was bad. Not only was Dipper's sister taken by some crazy, psychotic 13-year-old, but me and Melody were supposed to get married this weekend. After 4 years, 763 dates to be exact, I finally asked her to marry me. I had Mabel help me with the idea. While me and Melody were on a date, Mabel threw 50 cents, what started our whole relationship, next to her. As she bent down to pick it up, I got on my knees and popped the question. I hadn't told anyone about it yet, and it was going to be on Sunday. Her answer was astounding. Oh my SD! OMSD! Yes! Meaning, oh my, smiled it. Seuss, you okay? Wendy asked, bringing me back to reality. I let out a sigh. Okay, so me and Melody were going to get married this weekend? And I was going to tell you about it, but now... My voice trailed off. You don't think 27 is a bit early? Wendy asked. With everything we do over the summer, I think I'll barely make it to 35. I was trying to be happy, but with the Mabel thing, how can I? Dude, why didn't you tell us about it? Dipper sounded like Mabel was upstairs completely fine. This is great. Were you thinking about it if we could help it with? Wendy asked. Oh yeah, Dipper was going to be my best man, while you and Mabel... I blinked away the tears. We're going to be bridesmaids. Oh. Dipper's voice trailed off. Hey, come on. We know who has her, so we just gotta go there and take her. Wendy had a full force to her voice. No wonder Dipper liked her for so long. One thing I should mention. But before Dipper could finish, a bolt of lightning struck the room. Well, if it isn't Pine Tree, Ice Bag, and question mark. I like to call it mystery mark. Chapter 9, question mark. 6 years. I hadn't seen him in 6 years. I managed to get enough food and water. But what was going on? I forced to give up myself to save one other special person. My brother. In 6 years I was here, I had never seen him do this. Why hasn't he tried to hurt me in 4 years? I thought he had left until I heard it. The voice of a girl. She had to be my age, 16 or 17. I'd come to save him from a man named Bud Gleeful. I guess he gave the job to his son. I never liked that kid. He always got a laugh out of me being tortured, but now he was the one doing it. The girl next to me never cried. I was quick to assume that he killed her, but every day I heard him and another one, a girl also my age, or older. I assumed going in there to do things to her. She never cried, screamed, or begged. She is stronger than you. There it was again, that voice. She will see her family again. You will die. You are weak. I try not to listen to that voice, but how can I? Every day I was tortured. I cried, screamed, whatever the girl next to me didn't do. I knew I had to get out of there. I would plan an escape for her. Or my name isn't Riley Cypher. Chapter 10, Mabel. It was another ordinary day. Water and torture in the morning. Food and water about noon, or at least I thought, and another couple of minutes of torture. What I thought was dinner, Pacifica came in with a knife and a bowl of water, like what you give to a dog. Again, they tried to make me feel bad. It was starting to work, but I couldn't let them see me upset. Then I saw it. In the small part of the wall I had ripped away came a hand. At first I was going to scream, but then I remembered. They could be watching this right now. I quickly slid over to the wall and covered the hand coming out. I lay down and put my face near it as it clawed out part of the wall. I was surprised to see a girl my age staring back at me. If we're going to get out of this, you need to be quiet, she said, a look of fear in her eyes. She was pretty, with blonde hair and a black streak. Blonde hair and black streak, blue eyes, and full lips. She was shaking, with faint bruises and a scar across one eye. She looked like she came out of the apocalypse. Okay. I could barely muster the strength to speak, my voice barely a whisper. What do you mean? If you want to get out of here alive, we need to break out. I've been here 6 years. I would love seeing something other than this rundown cell. She motioned behind her cell. There was dried blood and scratches on the walls. I smiled, knowing that if this would work, neither of us would have to go through this again. 6 years, I kept thinking. Would Dipper still look for me if I was gone that long? Why was she even here? I asked her the last question. Her response was the same reason. Gideon's father had threatened her with death of her brother. Looking at her made me fear what was ahead. Like, if we got caught, then it would be definite that we wouldn't see our brothers again. I'm in. Not even thinking about the sound of the door opening behind me. Later that night, I realized we may need some supernatural help. I repeated the words Gideon had used to send a demon into Stan's mind. In a flash of lightning, and everything went black and light. I looked up to see a familiar triangle staring at me with his one eye. Well, if it isn't Shooting Star. Let me guess, you need a favor? At the last words, his voice dropped 2 octaves, and a blue flame engulfed in his right hand. For once, yes. I need to get out of here alive, I said, trying to sound brave. I know what it is you want. I'll help if, he drew out the last word, you give me some of your blood. I didn't question the demon. Instead, I crawled to the bottle that was sitting empty from me drinking it, held it to a spot on my ankle where they had been extremely violent today. Soon it filled a third of the way up. That will do, said Bill, excitement in his voice. Why do you... I stopped. He had disappeared and Riley was crawling through the wall again. Come on, Headband. We leave tonight. I was shocked. Her voice seemed so much more mature. Let's go. Chapter 11. Gideon. As I watched the tapes, I quickly recognized Riley. 6 years and she was still alive. But how? I would find out later. But since the camera in her cell was broken, why did she never leave earlier? I needed someone to catch these 2 girls. Since both were years older, I couldn't stand a chance without help. I quickly recalled everything that has been in the journal that Dipper had taken from me. I was about to give up when I heard something. Mabel was whispering a chant. But who was she summoning, and why? Then, out of nowhere, a sunless thing of lightning came and struck the center of the room. Everything paused. That's it! I rewinded, and when Mabel chanted the words, I said them along with her. The same bolt of lightning fell into my room. It was Bill. Well, nice to see you again, Star. How come you never called? He was annoying as usual, but at least he had no deer teeth. I need you to catch those 2 or bad things will happen to her. I always knew a way to get someone to do what I wanted, since I knew his weakness. I could control him. Fine, I'll make it so they can't leave unless you or Llama says, but I only ask one thing. Part of your skin. Why he needed it, I didn't know. I walked over to my desk and picked up a knife. I placed the blade on the back of my arm and slid it up, making a long piece of skin dangle off, and blood started rising from the room. Thank you for your cooperation, he said. We shook hands, sealing the deal.